The man tells his 3 friends about the strange thing he just saw, but instead of believing him, they laugh it off, thinking Luke is just trying to scare them. Frustrated, Luke pulls up his shirt, revealing deep claw marks across his chest, the same ones he got last night while sleeping in the tent, from something he never even saw. He insists they have to get out of this cursed forest right now, yet even with proof staring them in the face, his friends still don't believe him. Angry and fed up, Luke decides to leave on his own. With no other choice, the rest of them reluctantly follow behind. What they don't realize is that something truly terrifying is living in this forest, and it's been watching their every move. It turns out, the reason they came to this creepy place in the first place was to honor their late friend's last wish, to finish the hiking trip he never got to complete. But just as they're about to head back, Dom accidentally twists his ankle. That small injury changes everything. Now there's no way they can spend over 10 hours hiking back the same way they came, so they decide to take a shortcut through a dense, untouched forest that should only take about 5 hours to cross. But the moment they step inside, their compass starts spinning wildly, as if it's lost its mind, a clear sign that nothing good is waiting ahead. Sure enough, it doesn't take long before they stumble upon something horrifying. A deer, gutted from the inside out, hanging high in a tree. At first, they assume it's just some kind of bait left behind by hunters. Luke immediately senses something's wrong. No hunter could have possibly had the strength to hang a full-grown deer that high, and the wounds don't look like they were made by any human. It's as if some enormous creature ripped it apart with sheer force. As night quickly approaches, the group picks up their pace, but before they can get far, the sky suddenly darkens, and within moments, a heavy downpour crashes down on them. To make matters worse, they realize they're completely lost in the middle of the forest. Just as they're about to set up their tents to wait out the storm, they spot a small wooden cabin in the distance, a literal lifesaver in this nightmare. Desperate to escape the cold and rain, they rush toward it and break the door open without a second thought. But just as Luke is about to step inside, a strange, guttural growl echoes from behind him. He quickly flashes his flashlight around, but there's nothing there, no movement, no sound. What he doesn't know is that something out there has already set its eyes on them. Once they're all inside, they notice the cabin is filled with strange objects hanging on the walls. Assuming it's just a hunter's stash, they don't think much of it and decide to look upstairs. That's when they see something deeply unsettling. A headless straw figure standing upright in the middle of the room, arms raised, as if part of some eerie ritual. Even creepier, its feet look disturbingly human. One strange thing after another makes their nerves crack, so they decide to stop thinking about it and get some rest, planning to leave at first light. But as they drift off to sleep, something outside slowly starts moving toward the cabin. The next morning, as Luke gets up and opens the door, something bizarre happens. He suddenly finds himself standing inside a convenience store. Before he can even process what's going on, a sharp pain shoots through his body. In the blink of an eye, he's back in the forest again, and whatever was near him just slipped away into the shadows. Sensing something's terribly wrong, he lifts his shirt and sees several fresh claw marks across his chest. Terrified and shaking, he suddenly hears blood-curdling screams coming from inside the cabin. When he rushes back in, he finds all his friends trapped in some kind of horrifying nightmare. Even worse, one of them is missing. Luke runs upstairs and finds Phil kneeling in front of the straw effigy, frozen in place, like he's being controlled by something unseen. It's only after Luke shouts at them over and over that everyone finally snaps out of it, realizing this place is pure evil. The 4 men grab their packs and get the hell out, but they haven't gone far before another strange cabin appears ahead of them. After what happened last night, none of them dare to go near it. Instead, they decide to take the long way around. But by this point, Dom is completely out of strength. He can't take another step, realizing they can't just wander aimlessly anymore. Luke decides to climb up a nearby hill to scout the area, but as he reaches the top, he freezes. There's a human hand hanging from a tree, and before he can even react, something huge and shadowy darts between the trees. His gut tells him they're in serious danger, so he rushes back down and urges everyone to move. Soon after, they come across a massive footprint pressed deep into the muddy ground. Curious but uneasy, they take a closer look, only to find an old tent half buried beneath the soil. Inside, there's a wallet containing a family photo, but the owner is nowhere to be found. Terrified, they grab their things and keep moving, hoping to find a way out. But before long, darkness falls once again, and with the temperature in the forest dropping fast, they have no choice but to stop and rest for the night. Just as they're settling down to rest, the sound of heavy footsteps echoes outside their tents. Before anyone can react, one of the tents suddenly lifts off the ground and flies into the air. Panicking, Luke bolts out of his own tent, only to hear a horrifying mix of monstrous roars and his friends' terrified screams coming from deep within the forest. Realizing something terrible has happened, he grabs the remaining 2 and takes off running toward the sound. But no matter how far they chase, the creature is always one step ahead. By the time dawn breaks, they still haven't found their missing friend. Exhausted and shaken, the 3 finally agree to stop searching. They figure if they just keep heading in one direction, they're bound to make it out of this cursed forest. But after only a few minutes of walking, they stumble upon a sight so horrifying, it freezes them in their tracks.